The wine glass shattered against the hardwood floor, its crimson contents splattering like blood across the polished oak. I froze, my laughter choking in my throat as my husband, Ethan, stared at me from across the dining room, his eyes dark with a fury I'd never seen. Our friend's chatter died instantly, forks hovering mid-air, their faces caught between shock and embarrassment. I'd just mocked his inadequacy, a cruel jest slipped out after too many drinks, meant to sting but not to wound. 3 days later, he'd detonate our marriage in a way I never saw coming. The night of the dinner party, the air had been thick with the scent of roasted garlic and rosemary, the clink of glasses punctuating our friends' easy banter. Ethan and I hosted these gatherings monthly, our sleek Brooklyn loft glowing under string lights, jazz humming softly from the speakers. But that night, my tongue was loose, my resentment sharper than the Merlot. "Oh, Ethan tries so hard to please," I'd said, smirking at Claire over my glass, "but sometimes size does matter." The room erupted in laughter, until Ethan's chair scraped back, his face a mask of stone. He excused himself to the kitchen, and I brushed it off, telling myself it was just a joke. He'd forgive me. He always did. By morning, Ethan was distant, his usual warmth replaced by clipped responses. "Pass the coffee," he muttered, not meeting my eyes. I apologized, my voice small, but he waved it off, saying he was fine. I wanted to believe him. I needed to. Our marriage wasn't perfect, whose is? But we'd built something solid over 7 years. Or so I thought. The first red flag was subtle. His phone, always left carelessly on the counter, was now locked, tucked into his pocket like a guarded secret. I told myself it was nothing. People change passwords. It didn't mean anything. But the unease grew, a quiet hum beneath my skin. Ethan started staying late at the architecture firm, claiming deadlines. He'd come home smelling faintly of amber and musk, a scent I didn't recognize. New cologne. I asked one night, forcing a smile as we lay in bed, the city's neon glow seeping through the blinds. He shrugged, rolling away. "Client gave it to me." His voice was flat, and my stomach twisted. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, doubt creeping like damp rot. Was I paranoid? Or was he pulling away? Days bled into weeks, and the signs piled up, small but sharp. A receipt for a coffee shop he never visited. A text notification that vanished when I glanced at his screen. The way he'd linger in the shower, as if washing away evidence. I hated myself for noticing, for letting my mind spiral. I'd humiliated him in front of our friends. Maybe he was just hurt, protecting himself. But the laughter from that night echoed in my head, and guilt gnawed at me. Had I pushed him too far? One evening, I couldn't take it anymore. Ethan was out, another late meeting, and I sat alone in our loft, the silence oppressive. The city buzzed outside, horns and sirens a distant pulse, but inside, it was just me and the weight of my suspicions. I opened his laptop, left carelessly on the couch, its screen glowing like an invitation. My fingers trembled as I typed his password, our anniversary, or so I thought. Incorrect. My heart sank. I tried variations, then gave up, my breath hitching. Instead, I checked his email, still logged in from earlier. That's when I found it, a single message, no subject, from an address I didn't know. "Meet me at the usual spot. 8 p.m. Can't wait to feel you again." The words burned into my brain, each syllable a blade. I read it again, then again, my vision blurring. The room spun, the air too thick to breathe. I wanted to scream, to hurl the laptop against the wall, but I just sat there, numb, the betrayal sinking in like poison. Ethan was cheating. My Ethan, the man who'd once written me poetry on napkins, who'd held me through panic attacks, who'd promised forever. How long had this been going on? Was it because of what I'd said? When he came home, I was waiting, the laptop open on the coffee table. The loft smelled of rain and asphalt, the windows streaked from a sudden storm. Ethan stopped short, his coat dripping, his eyes flicking to the screen. "Snooping now, Lauren." His voice was low, dangerous, not the gentle tone I knew. I stood, my hands shaking. "Who is she, Ethan? How long?" He didn't flinch, didn't deny it. Instead, he laughed, a cold, bitter sound that made my skin crawl. You really want to know? After what you did? He stepped closer, his jaw tight. You humiliated me. You made me feel like nothing in front of everyone we know. So yeah, I found someone who doesn't tear me down. His words hit like a slap, and I staggered back, tears burning my eyes. I didn't mean it, I whispered, but he shook his head. You meant every word. And I'm done pretending it didn't hurt. The truth spilled out in fragments, each one a shard in my chest. Her name was Mia, a colleague. It started a week after the dinner party, a drunken kiss that turned into more. She sees me, he said, his voice breaking. She doesn't laugh. I wanted to hate him, to scream that he'd betrayed me, but guilt choked me. Had I driven him to this? Was I the villain here? But then he said something that shattered the last of my denial. I'm leaving, Lauren. I love her. The room tilted, the city lights blurring through my tears. I begged him to stay, my voice raw, but he was already gone, his suitcase packed, the door slamming shut behind him. The loft felt hollow, the jazz playlist still looping faintly, a cruel mockery of our old life. Days later, I found a note tucked in his desk drawer, written in his careful script. I tried to be enough for you, but you broke me first. My knees buckled, and I sank to the floor, the paper crumpling in my fist. The truth was a twisted knot. I'd hurt him, yes, but he'd chosen to destroy us. And yet, as I sat there, the city's hum filling the silence, I realized the most devastating truth. I still loved him, even now. The twist came weeks later, when Claire called, her voice hesitant. Lauren, there's something you should know. She'd seen Ethan and Mia at a cafe, but Mia wasn't just a colleague. She was married too, to Ethan's boss. The affair wasn't just revenge, it was a calculated move, a way to climb the firm's ladder while torching our marriage. Ethan hadn't just betrayed me, he'd played us all, his pain a weapon sharpened by ambition. I hung up, my heart a storm of rage and grief, wondering if I'd ever truly known the man I'd loved.